Jim Kunkel here. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and set the notification bell to all so that you won't miss any of my new content. Welcome to Global Topic. This will be a continuing episode in the Carboline Technical Series. Today's topic will be communication tools for the protective coatings industry, and my guests today will be Walker and Paul Atzemis from the Carboline Tech Services Podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey, Jack. Hey, Paul. Welcome to Global Topic.
Hey, Jim. It's great to be here.
Hey, Jim. Good as always.
It's very good to see both of you guys. Hey, if you could do me a favor, Paul, we'll start with you. If you could go and cover your background and your roles and responsibility at Carboline.
Yeah, sure. I've been with Carboline for a little over 9 years now, coming on 10. I've been in tech service that whole time. I moved to Director of Tech Service about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now, and I've been in that position ever since. Our tech service group at Carboline, there's 10 or 11 of us that we handle all of the technical questions, no matter what level they come from. Customer-based, we have our 800 numbers. We staff a chat function on the website. We handle emails as they come in, and we work with both our sales reps, any of our marketing departments, anybody who's putting out something technical, as well as customers, whether it be a customer who's a distributor for us or a customer using our products. We help answer all those questions, do specification checks and crossovers and product recommendations. Those all come through my group.
Well, I can say firsthand that I've had that opportunity to work with not only you, but also a lot of the reps on the tech service side. You guys are very responsive. You come back with a lot of different options for answers and everything like that. And I really appreciate the work that you guys do there in the tech services side.
Yeah, we like to think that we're the master of 100 questions. And, and it really, sometimes that is how many it takes to make sure that we get the right solution, because there's a lot of options.
Perfect. So, Jack, let's talk about your role and responsibilities at Carboline.
Sure. It's, it's changed a little bit over the last year. I used to be one of Paul's tech service guys. Everybody's used to seeing Paul and I together, but the reality of the situation is it's been some time since we were always together all day long. I am now the content strategist for Carboline, and I try to do kind of what we did with the podcast, is take my really technical background and inform the industry. We just have some tools that we're going to talk about here a little bit later that I'm really excited about, but we really want everybody to know that we are the technical experts in the industry that bring knowledge. Like, we're not just selling you paint. There's more to that red bucket. And there's no better proof than that than me, a technical guy, my whole career now being in marketing. So I'm really liking to take that experience and bring it to some content that has some weight behind it.
Excellent. And as I like to say, both you and Paul, you guys have the face for podcasting.
Well, that is definitely true in our last interview, because I went back and watched it, and at the beginning of COVID, I thought it was this really great idea to shave this awful mustache, and it looked like I drove a van with no windows, to be perfectly honest. So I'm glad that everybody can see what I normally look like now. So, which isn't much better.
So, obviously the Carboline Tech Services Podcast, another successful year for content, and also too for the program itself. Could you talk a little bit about the success of the podcast?
Sure. It's really kind of blown me away. Just this week, we released episode 162. And probably by the time this airs, we'll be a couple more down the road. And if you would have asked Paul and I 3 years ago if we were going to get to 162 episodes of fresh content, we both would have laughed you in the face. I remember when we originally started the naming of the episodes, and Paul wanted a third digit. We were doing episode 2, and it was 002. And I'm like, Paul, are we going to get to 100?
And honestly, 100 was kind of my internal goal. I thought, if we can get 100 episodes, we're going to be doing well. Something will change by that point. So that triple digit number was kind of that milestone in my head that said that's where we need to be. And I know personally I said that's how we have to plan it to be ready for it. But to think just a couple of weeks ago was our 3-year anniversary for 3 years of doing this. Mm-hmm. It's been awe-inspiring to, a few times Jack and I have had conversations on the podcast. We'll say, way back a couple of years ago, we talked about something, and to be able to honestly say that and not be exaggerating is truly a humbling experience.
Well, sure. If it was a TV show, I think we'd be in syndication, right? 100 episodes.
That's the goal. Get into syndication, and then the checks keep coming for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
That's
6 seasons in a movie.
Exactly. So, for me, this is going to be, I'm coming up on a year on YouTube. And by the end of, this is December 2020 right now for those watching. But, at the end of this month, I'll have about 60 global topic episodes just for global topic. Wow. And what I've started to find is that I'm losing my memory as to what topics have I covered. And so now I've got to catalog everything and put it in a database so that I can queue it and take a look. Did I talk about this topic already? So I can imagine what you guys must have to go through with all those episodes to make sure that you're not kind of repeating the same things over again, right?
So that's really been one of the things that came around this past year, when Jack moved over to marketing, gave us a great improvement as to how we categorize and catalog these things, where, they're now fully integrated onto the Carboline.com website. So you can go to the resources page and you can pull up a full list of all 160 plus episodes. And honestly, when we're doing a recording, we keep that screen up so that we can do the quick, Control F find and see where that topic was so that we know which episodes it was that we talked about things. And then recently, Jack, maybe 3 months ago, they started getting timestamps. Mm-hmm. So you can go straight to the segment of a podcast to hear those details if that's what you're looking for.
Well, sure. Yeah. It's kind of nice because when I was in tech service, this was always like our fun thing to do. I mean, it was great, but it wasn't always our first focus. So now that I'm in marketing, I'm able to provide some of these extra tools and make sure that everybody's getting the most use out of the podcast that they can. So like, if you think Paul and I are funny, you can listen to the first couple minutes of the episode. If you hate our guts and just want our information, we tell you right the minute stamp to go to talk to the exact topic you want to listen to.
So as I understand, the episodes that I have done, they're the downloads on them are up there with the Joe Rogan Experience in popularity.
I think Apple would identify that you're a liar, but
this will be flagged.
Scale our market size. We're relatively similar.
Similar and important. So let's talk about we're going to kind of talk about a topic related to, the communication tools that are available to the industry. But before I wanted to do that, I had mentioned to you guys earlier when we were having a general conversation is that, I've done a couple episodes with a protective coating specialist in the industry, Tolga Daraz, and he covered about the digital transformation of the paints and coatings industry, and we've seen a lot of examples of that happening. And the topic we're going to cover today kind of feeds into that. So when we're looking at the different communication tools, and Carboline has done a lot to really improve the tech services chat feature off your website. Paul, could you talk directly about what Carboline has now related to that tech services chat?
Yeah, sure, Jim. So when you go to the Carboline.com website, and if you go to any page on there, you're going to see in the lower right-hand corner the little the symbol for a chat box is going to pop up, and it's going to give you the question, hey, is there anything we can help you with? And the metrics that they use, it's, if you're looking at a certain page for an amount of time, or, you're clicking through so many clicks, those are going to pop up. And basically what they do is the guys in tech service are on the other end of that. Mm-hmm. So if you respond to that chat box, it's going to ping one of the guys in my group who are there to be able to help, whether it's just you can't find a product data sheet that you're looking for, or you have a question about a technology, or maybe you've got a chemical immersion recommendation that you need to find. We have the right group who's able to answer all of those questions to be able to steer you in the right direction. And a lot of times it might be, hey, who's my rep? And we can direct you to those as well, because we do have, we have a full directory. We can drop it right into that chat box. You tell us where you're working, what geography, whether it be you want somebody local to your office or local to your job site. We can pull up that information and get the right person. And this is global, so it's not, the website's open to anybody in the world. It's just, it's the internet. So everybody is able to access this. And we do a lot for the international groups as well, which sometimes you wonder, why don't you sleep? Because it's like 3 a.m. your time. Why are you awake? But we're still answering the questions. And, sometimes there's a translation that we have to get through and sometimes not. But, then we're able to still get them in touch with if it's somebody local they need or just a local product, whatever's available. But the real key has been making sure the people on the chat are able to handle the question and are able to understand the routing that it needs to happen, even if it's not a question for our group, understanding how to get them in touch with the right person. And since that's what my group does all day long, we've done it for decades, it was a natural fit that we were the ones that were staffing that feature.
Well, and I think Paul's underselling it a little. It's not just for PDSs and other things like that. You have the best technical service team in the industry right there at your fingertips with a click. If you want to know what coating you need for under insulation, if you have some weird chemical that not very many people know about, these are the guys. These are the guys answering it. It's not some untrained customer service person. It is the same person that drives our recommendations out of our corporate office. So yes, you can get a PDS there. Yes, you can get your sales rep there, but that's a major underselling, in my opinion, because you can ask the most difficult technical question there as well.
And get an answer. So, so Paul, have you seen a major increase in the use of this feature?
Yeah. So we launched, shortly before, the whole coronavirus, lockdown, work from home. So shortly before that, we had maybe 6 or so weeks that we had been launched before that. And the usage was fairly small at that point. Maybe we were 2 months. It was a low volume. We didn't get, a couple a day is what we were looking at. And then once work from home really became a thing and there were a lot of people doing it, it just exponential increase. And, we were hundreds of calls a month or hundreds of chats a month. I think our biggest month, we were pushing 1,000 chats in a month. And, that was leading to, 30 to 50, sometimes 75 chats in a day with the team was really keeping everybody busy. So it kind of comes and goes. You can see a lot of it as people are working from home. They have that time sitting in front of a computer. It changed who was using it. We were at the beginning, you got more engineer type questions because those are people who work at a computer. And then as time went on, we got a little more with actual applicators. So it was not quite so much just the engineering people, it was applicators as well. And so that kind of goes with the weather at that point.
Interesting. So, Jack, obviously a lot of information is coming through the chat feature. On a marketing purposes, does this assist Carboline when it's looking at potential areas of getting information out, or challenges, or maybe even potential new opportunities?
Within the chat field, it gives us the ability to back up what I just bragged about. That we have the best technical service team in the industry, because other companies don't let customers call their technical services, and we're putting them front and center on our website with one click. I know I sound like the marketing guy now, but it's totally true. And it's what we pride ourselves in as a company is we believe that there's always a solution, and we're going to work with you guys to get that solution. And what better guys than the smart guys that like Paul and his group of people, it really does help from a marketing standpoint to reinforce those themes, so that when guys like me are out there saying the very marketing things of we got the best team in the industry, well, we're going to prove it to you too. We're not just going to say it. And you, every week on the podcast, we give away an email that you can email those guys. There's a phone number that you can call those guys on. And there is now right there at the tip of your finger. So we have given you 3 different ways to access this team. So I kind of feel like it's us just saying, we'll prove it. Like, put up or shut up. And we're going to put up every time.
So as long as we're dishing out compliments back and forth, one of the things that Jack has left out is the recent update to the Carboline app for mobile devices. Android and iPhone, and you can get it on your iPad. It is really a streamlined way to be able to get to a lot of the information that we have on our website. It's linked to the website, but in that, it also has those contact features where you can get in touch with tech service either by phone or email straight from the app that you can put on your cell phone, along with getting to things like some of the new features that Jack's been putting up on the website and the white papers that are being published. You can get to all those things from that app. And it really has added another level of communication to be able to accommodate however you like to use communication tools. We're trying to make sure we have an option there for you. Mm-hmm. We want to be able to be in touch, because the better we communicate with it, the better everybody's project is going to go.
Exactly. Jack, earlier you had mentioned used the word solution. So Carboline has, if I'm correct, a thing called Solution Spot.
Yes, sir.
Could you go into a little bit more detail about Solution Spot and what it does?
Sure. So the Solution Spot is kind of you asked us in April, what's the next step? It's kind of the evolution of the Carboline Tech Service Podcast. What we have done is we've taken a spot on our website and we call it the blog around the office, and it even says blog at the top of our website, but I really feel like that's selling it short. What we have here is an information hub that contains all of our podcasts. It contains all of the company's YouTube videos. And then now the new feature is we are putting up articles monthly that continue to reinforce the same themes that we've always done with the Carboline Tech Service Podcast, where we want to educate, because we feel like the best customer is an educated customer. And if we educate, they're going to come back to us, and we're going to get a really good working partnership. The great thing about the Solution Spot, though, is by having all of this information in one place, there's a search feature there. So any topic that you want to hear about, you search it, and all of the podcasts, videos, and any articles related to that search theme will come up, and you can really kind of get lost for a minute on our website trying to learn about the different features. It's going to grow every month. Obviously, there's a new podcast every week. Right now, we're coming up with a new article every month, and then our videos will kind of come as they come. It's looking like 1 or 2 a month new videos, and it's everything from here's this new product on a video to where we have one of our more technical sales rep explain why we use bond breaker tape when we're doing simstone or secondary containment treatments, and it's just all in the continual belief that an educated customer is going to have less problems, have more successful jobs, and create good partnerships with us in the future.
Very interesting. Paul, Carboline has always been known as a provider of technical training related to your products and how they're applied and everything like that. Obviously with the COVID-19 lockdowns, that kind of put a little bit of change into how things are done. Is there any plans on some of your trainings to maybe move those online?
So actually, yes. We have gone through our traditional corrosion school is our foundation for it. We also have a specific one for our rail customers. We have another one in a commercial and an industrial one for fireproofing. And they all have a little different how well they lend themselves to that kind of training. But the Corrosion School was our first endeavor through that process. And we've now done 3 different versions through essentially like a go-to-meeting style presentation. And we've got 3 different formats. And one of them's just a straight PowerPoint where we talk over it. And then we've done a video recording where it's been recorded and gone through that. And our latest one is actually a recording where they recorded us giving the presentation. So you have a little picture of us in the corner and a big picture of the presentation at the same time, so you can see us presenting the information. And probably right now the easiest way is to contact your Carboline sales rep, and they can help you route to those. I'm not sure where else they're available yet. Jack, have you?
They are on our website, actually, under
They're-
resources. They are
Okay.
there. Every single one of them, you can watch a recording of that Corrosion school presentation. And they are coming in Spanish. So our guys down in South America redid the same presentations for their territories, and we are starting to make those presentations available because we realize that not everybody is an English native speaker, you know.
Yeah.
Well, other than obviously for the tech services chat, in the video description for this episode, I will put links to everything. So anyone watching the video, obviously you can go down into the video description here on YouTube and click and take a look at the stuff that both Paul and Jack are covering. So guys, let's move over to future plans regarding the CTSP. What's the plans on the podcast going into 2021? Now it's December 2020.
Always want more. It's never enough, Paul. We have some tricks up our sleeves. We hope maybe to expand on some of that video that I was talking about within the solution spot. Paul and I like to joke about Between Two Ferns that Zach Galifianakis creates his YouTube show. So there might be a little inspiration coming from that show in the future. I don't want to give too much away, but some things like that.
And really, one of the things that we've always done is, and we're able to do it more now with Jack in the marketing group, the podcast is kind of our central point, but a lot of these videos that are being produced, we have different members of the tech service team helping and working through those. The fireproofing, we typically have fireproofing guys working on those, or a tank lining one, we have guys working through it who are familiar with those kinds of products. So as a group, we're staying involved in all the side endeavors that we're doing. And through Jack's ability to be able to now timestamp things and make links and attach them to different articles, we're able to tie all that together into one big thing. So that's really been our most recent push of what kind of article can be written, what kind of podcast will support that article, what kind of video can we do, and tie those together and really make them linked at a central location for somebody to be able to get to easily and find all of those resources quickly and easily in one spot. Find that solution in one spot. There you go.
At the solution spot.
Obviously too, since you guys are such handsome gentlemen, you ought to consider doing some live streaming too. It'd be kind of cool to see Jack and Paul, or Paul and Jack doing live streaming too. So keep that.
I'm not sure my mouth is okay for live streaming.
Keep that dump button ready, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I really appreciate this opportunity to have a conversation with you. In closing out this episode, is there anything that we did not talk about that you would want to talk with the viewers on?
No. I think, the main takeaway is don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Give us a call, reach out to us, whatever contact method is most comfortable for you. We're just, a group of normal Joes who enjoy talking about paint. It's kind of a geeky topic to be a specialty for, but that's what we do all day. So we're pretty good at it.
I have a big mouth. I have to use it for good somewhere, I guess. Jim, what do you think? We got these Carboline Tech Service Podcast hard hats. You want to give one away to somebody who watches this video?
Exactly. That's where my last question was really coming towards. Maybe I should have set it up earlier when we had our pre-discussion. Let however you want to do a contest, let it known. And like I said, I will promote it and also put it in the video description and everything like that.
So let's put the first person to comment on this video with the name of the Carboline blog will get a hard hat, and we'll work with Jim to get you that hard hat.
Excellent. Guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Jim, it's been a great adventure working with you all these years.
Really appreciate it, Jim, as always.
Both of you guys, have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
You too.
I hope you found this episode very informative. Please like and share this video with other industry professionals. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe today. It's very easy. Also, make sure you set the notification bell to all so that you won't miss any of my new content. Thank you very much. Have a great day. So, Joe, for the lay person who's watching this episode who might only think that corrosion engineering